So, Laura, I have a question for you.
Hi, Tom.
If onion ring, are you picking up?
What?
If onion ring, are you picking up?
I don't know. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing pretty good. I've got eggnog.
Oh, that's a coincidence. So do I.
That's cool.
So today, we have a slightly different format. It's going to be really fun. It is still me telling you about a book,
Hmm.
but this book is a murder mystery.
Ooh.
And you, who are so good at guessing things in my YA novels, you're going to guess that murderer.
Okay, to be fair, YA novels are a lot more predictable,
Mm-hmm.
typically.
Yeah.
So if I don't get this right, don't judge me too hard.
Okay. I don't. I think Belladonna is pretty tame in terms of content.
So that's our book, Belladonna.
Yes, Belladonna. It's by Adalyn Grace. Do you want to jump right into it?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so the setting. Our main character is Signa Faro. She was orphaned as a baby, and she has been bounced around from multiple family members because they keep dying.
That's unfortunate.
Uh huh. And all of her family members, they're interested in her money because she is set to inherit a fortune when she comes of age.
Hmm.
So like her parents were rich. Now it's all her money, but she only gets it when she like turns 18 or whatever.
Yeah, and how is her family trying to take this from her?
Well, like say one of her aunts, they're thinking about trying to set her up with someone who is like a family friend so that they can kind of control the money, right? Or
Oh.
they get like a stipend from taking care of her, kind of like foster
Mm.
families, they get a stipend. But yeah, she's been bounced around from various family members. She has also learned through various accidents that she cannot die.
Okay.
So whenever she is in a situation where she would die, such as being a small child and falling down the stairs and breaking your neck, which
Hmm.
happens to her, death kind of shows up. And he's like, huh, and then leaves. And then she heals. So she kind of has super healing like Wolverine.
Okay.
Anything that could kill her, she'll just heal from.
And her family is mysteriously all dying around her
Yep. Yeah, they call her a witch.
because of that?
Yep.
Oh.
She likes experimenting with poisons. Um,
I mean, if she can't
because she can't
die,
die. Yeah, she just eats them. And so
she just eats them.
yeah,
Okay.
no, the title of the book, Belladonna, that's kind of like her calling card. She eats the 5 belladonna berries and she can summon death to her.
Hey, Death.
Hey, yeah.
How you doing? My old friend.
About death, Signa and Death romance throughout the novel.
Oh.
They get it on multiple times.
Good for them, I guess.
Yeah, it is revealed that Signa has kind of Grim Reaper powers as well.
Oh.
This is kind of like explored throughout the novel. I'm just telling you right now, it's not that important to the murder mystery. So I'm not going to talk too much about the relationship, but basically, she starts out being like, Death, you suck, stay away from me, right? And Death is like, I've been so lonely forever, you're the only one I can talk to. And she's like, oh, well, you're kind of sexy, actually. And yeah.
All right.
Uh huh.
That still feels weird.
Yeah, well,
Why is Death not able to take her?
he's just not. He said normally when he, like, touches a soul that's about to, like a person that's about to die, he touches their soul and he sees their past, their life, and when he touches her soul, he sees her future.
Oh.
Hmm. So she just can't die.
Hmm.
Yeah. But that's not important for this murder mystery.
Hmm.
So, the cast list. Elijah Hawthorne. This man is Signa's uncle, and
Hang
he's
on.
the
I feel
newest.
like I should be taking notes.
Okay, well, I mean, you can just ask questions.
All right. So
Oh, he's taking notes. We're serious.
this is Elijah.
Yes, Elijah. He is the newest to take her in. So her aunt just died, so she has to go to a new family member. Elijah Hawthorne. His wife Lillian died a few months ago from a mysterious illness. To cope with his grief, he throws lots of parties because he is an insomniac and haunted by his wife. He is letting the family business, which is the source of their fortune, run itself into the ground.
So his wife is dead. He throws parties because he's haunted by his wife and
Hmm.
can't sleep.
Yeah. Blythe Hawthorne. That
Hang
is
on, no, 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 no. What was the last bit?
Oh,
He's
sorry. He is letting the family business run itself into the ground. He's like not really taking care of it. And that is the source of their fortune. This is also a rich family.
okay.
All right, Blythe Hawthorne. This is Cigna's cousin, Elijah's daughter. She is also very ill.
And Elijah was the girl's uncle.
Yes. Elijah is like the head of the household. He took Cigna in
Okay.
after her most recent guardian died.
All right.
All right, so we have Elijah and his daughter Blythe. We
Uh-huh.
also have his son, Percy Hawthorne. Percy is also Cigna's cousin and Elijah's son. The family business has always been promised to him, but he is now being shut out of it by his dad. He's trying to help save it, but his dad Elijah is being a prick about it, not really explaining why. He's very highbrow, proud in society.
Okay. So, shut out of business he should take.
It's been his to inherit, but his dad is kind of letting it flounder.
Okay.
Next we have Byron Hawthorne. This is Elijah's brother, so I suppose also Cigna's uncle. He is also annoyed at Elijah for letting the family business flounder. Byron is single and really into the business because it is family owned, but he is not the owner, Elijah is the owner, with Percy set to inherit. Byron really wants Elijah to start taking some responsibility for the business, either give it to him or give it to Percy, but what you're doing with it now is bad.
Okay. Byron Hawthorne, Elijah's brother, single, into the business, but no claim to it, and wants Elijah to give up the business because he's running it into the ground.
That's right.
Okay.
Next we have Marjorie. She is the governess in the Hawthorne house, so she teaches lessons to Cigna and to Percy, and she also teaches Blythe when she isn't deathly ill. Yeah, Blythe is deathly ill.
Okay. Teacher to the kiddos, including main character.
Silas is the stable boy. He was the one who was sent to pick up Cigna to bring her to the Hawthorns from her previous house. This is weird because Cigna is young and unwed, and so is he. So it isn't really appropriate, because this is like Regency era. So it isn't really appropriate for two unmarried people of the opposite sex to be together.
To
But
travel together.
yeah, to travel together, but clearly the family is falling apart a bit, so maybe it makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Silas is also described as having fancier leather boots and gloves than his station might call for. Next we have Charlotte. She is a friend of Cigna's from when they were younger. Her mother and Cigna's other uncle, so not anyone we've talked about before, but just some other family member, were involved in a scandal, so Charlotte's family had moved away. Turns out where they moved to was close to the Hawthorns, so the two get to reconnect after she moves to the Hawthorns.
Okay.
Next we have Elaine.
Elaine.
Elaine is the lady's maid to Cigna and Blythe. When Blythe is not deathly ill. She doesn't need a lot of lady maiding right now because she just lies in bed being ill.
Okay.
All right, so that's our cast list.
All
So,
right. I
what's the-
immediately.
Hold on.
Huh?
I don't. Hold on.
Okay.
So what's the murder mystery anyway? Well, Cigna can see ghosts.
All
She
right.
can see spirits. It's part of her Grim Reaper power set. So Lillian's spirit, which she meets, the dead wife, right? She tells her that she was murdered and that Blythe is sick with the same illness. So Lillian was like poisoned to death, presumably.
Okay. So
And
the
Lillian
wife.
commands Cigna to save her daughter. She doesn't know who poisoned her.
Yeah. So the wife of Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
who's dead.
Yep. All right.
Hang on.
Guess one.
No, no. Let me finish writing
Okay.
things down. So, wife of Elijah is dead, poisoned.
Presumably, she died of a mysterious illness.
Uh, poison, mysterious illness. Blythe, supposedly next.
She is described as having the same illness, same symptoms.
Okay, so it's time for guess number one.
Yeah, guess number one. I just gave you the whole cast list. The murderer is in this cast list.
Okay. So it's not a trick. Oh, there was no murder. It actually was an illness type
Nope,
thing.
she was murdered by someone in the cast list I just told you about.
Okay. So Elijah's haunted by his wife. That kind of would indicate to me that it's possibly that he feels guilty
Mm-hmm.
about her death. But he's also letting the business die, which tells me that he doesn't feel like he has a lot to live for. So it's probably not him. Blythe is definitely an option.
She's
Um,
killing herself.
uh, I don't know enough about her motivations to really say anything. Like she could just be like, I hate everyone. You should all die, and I'm also going to die. You
Okay.
know. But I doubt that. Percy, I don't think he'd go for killing his mother and sister. Being shut out of the business is unfortunate. Um, so that gives him some sort of motive to be against Elijah, but not really to kill his mom and such.
Mm-hmm. It could be you just don't know enough at this point. I've only just
That's true.
introduced the characters to you.
Byron wants the business but has no claim. Thinks that Elijah's should give it up. I think Byron's pretty high on my suspect list.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to have the most motivation so far out of these characters to kill the woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he can cause his brother to seem like he's not going to be able to run the business, then maybe he'll get a claim, right?
Interesting.
Marjorie, the governess, I would say that's possible just because she's taking care of Blythe and probably help take care of the mom too.
Could be. Governesses aren't maids, they're like teachers.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Though I don't see any real motivation from her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Silas, definitely weird that he's in fancier dress than his station would indicate. I'm guessing maybe he's a bastard child of some variety. That could be something.
Could be.
Could be a reason to commit murder. Charlotte, main character's friend. I don't think that she's going to be playing the 5D chess of getting her random neighbor's
From like
mom
5 years ago.
killed. Yeah.
Her friend from 5 years ago.
Like, I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Elaine, the maid, who I think also could have done it.
All right.
But I'm leaning towards Byron being the biggest red flag, but I feel like that might be a red herring.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna tell you some plot.
Okay.
So, Silas is the first person that Cigna recruits to help her, right? Lillian told her that she was murdered. Cigna was like, hey, Silas, help me. So he was the one who took her to Lillian's garden/grave. It's
Hmm.
kind of like out in the woods. She had this like garden. It's also where she's buried. So he took her there to initially talk with Lillian. She is paying him, like with money, and he can do some sleuthing with the servants because, he is the stable boy.
Hmm.
According to Silas, Lillian wasn't super well liked in society because it is society, right? So anyone who has money in Regency is unliked by someone else,
I
probably.
will. I am going to pause real quick. Silas is just like, yeah, you can talk to ghosts. That makes sense.
Well, she doesn't like. I don't think she tells him that she spoke with Lillian's spirit. She told him, I have reason to believe Lillian was murdered and they're also going to murder Blythe. Help me. And he was like, okay.
And he's just immediately on board.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's offering to pay him.
All right.
So there are also some weird rumors about the servants that maybe she wasn't well liked at home either.
Hmm.
So we're not really super sure about how well Lillian was liked in society. However, as we talk to more servants, Cigna talking around to people, it seems like everyone did actually like her. So maybe not.
None
By the
of the
way,
servants disliked her, reportedly.
yeah, so Silas is saying some disliked her. When Cigna's talking to people, she seems to think that they did like her. So
Mm.
hard to say.
So Silas is lying already.
Maybe he just doesn't know. Maybe Silas is lying. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
By the way, this is important for the lore. A spirit is tied to their body. So if the body is destroyed, the spirit is destroyed.
Okay.
All right. So Cigna, while she's talking to the servants, that includes Elaine, she sort of subtly offers Elaine a job in her house when she comes of age. Right? So she's like, hey, Elaine, I could employ you with a great salary once I come of age next year. Wink, wink. So now we think we have Elaine on Cigna's side as well. So Elaine probably isn't working against Cigna either. Generally, it seems that the Hawthorns didn't really interact with their staff that much. like they're the help, it's really only Cigna who's nice to them.
Okay.
So, like,
Actually gets to know their names and things like that.
yeah, it's not to say that the Hawthorns are like mean to them, but they just don't really talk to them.
Yeah.
We find out that Elaine is the one who brings Blythe her medicine and her food, but she doesn't prepare them.
Doesn't prepare them, but does bring it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of Blythe, Cigna and Percy visit her. Blythe is a little standoffish, but she's ill, so she can be cranky.
Yeah.
So they visit, and Cigna super unsubtly tastes her medicine tea. She just kind of takes a sip
Hmm.
and eats some of her snacks, and the tea is laced with belladonna. So Cigna knows this because she's just been eating poisons her whole life for the fun of it.
So she just knows what belladonna tastes like.
Yep. And she says it's a pretty low dose, so people who aren't familiar with the taste wouldn't recognize it, but she is. So she
Mm.
recognizes it and says, "This tea is laced with belladonna. This is why you're ill." So she tells Blythe not to drink the tea, but she also tells her to not tell anyone she's not drinking it. So she tells her to like subtly dump it,
Hmm.
because in case the poisoner catches on, they might be able to get to her another way
Yeah.
if they find out she's dumping it. Cigna will continue to test her drink and food for poison as she is available.
Okay.
So, we found out how Blythe is being poisoned. Maybe we can help her stop being poisoned.
Right.
Right. Next thing that happens is Cigna and Silas. Silas has like a lead. They follow Byron and Marjorie to the family business to overhear some gossip. So remember, Marjorie is the governess, and Byron and Marjorie have like this relationship. So it seems like Marjorie and Elijah used to be together back in the day.
Oh, and now.
And Byron is like, hey, maybe boink him and that'll make him feel better so he'll stop letting the family business fail.
Mm.
So Byron is like, hey, you guys should get together. And Marjorie is a little offended at this. She's like, oh my god, improper, right?
Uh-huh.
We also find out that Byron apparently might have been in love with Lillian,
Mm.
the dead wife.
Yeah.
So Marjorie used to be with Elijah. Byron used to love Lillian, but Lillian and Elijah ended up together.
Mm.
Also, during this interaction, Byron hits Marjorie.
Oh,
Like,
like
straight up punches her.
okay, okay, all
They were
right.
like in secret. We were spying on them.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. All right, so that's your
Okay.
first chunk of plot. We've received updates on most of our characters. Anyone standing out to you?
Well, I mean, obviously, they're making Marjorie out to be like suspect number one so far.
Why do we say that?
Well, because she was with Elijah originally,
She did used to be with Elijah.
and Byron was also with, or wanted to be with Elijah's wife.
Hmm.
So it feels like it could be a co-conspiracy between the two.
Mm.
But I'm still really suspicious of Silas,
Okay.
because it is oddly convenient that he just like, yeah, I'll help you do this.
Mhm.
Oh, I can get you to this little gossip sesh that I just so happen I know is going on.
Well, he hears things. Like,
Yeah,
for example,
I'm
they took a carriage out to the family business, so they might have had to have the stable boy set up the carriage.
I mean that's true, but I'm still
You're a little sussy of Silas.
I am suspicious of Silas, and that might be unwarranted, and he might make himself to be, you know, not a what's the word? A suspect anymore. But as of right now, I'm really suspicious of him.
Okay.
He just doesn't seem right to me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's do a little bit more plot.
Hmm.
So, Cigna has a couple of conversations with Marjorie and Blythe about marriage. Because Cigna is like 17 years old, I think. She, like a woman's place is to like go get married and run a household, right? But she's feeling kind of out of place in society,
Okay.
right? She has like tea parties with girls her age, like including Charlotte, and she just doesn't feel like she fits in with them.
Hmm.
So Blythe's opinion is, don't marry. You have all the money and power, and if you marry, the power will be the man's because your money will be the man's. Pop off, queen.
Yeah, Blythe, you are correct, Blythe.
Marjorie says, whatever you do, don't boink before marriage.
Thank you, Marjorie. Very cool.
Yep. So
Oh, ooh.
Marjorie is unmarried, and maybe her relations with Elijah were exposed, so she was tainted in the eyes of society.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Silas is Marjorie's like bastard child
With
with
Elijah?
Elijah, and that's causing Silas to want to kill and take over some
Ooh.
things. Maybe I am onto something here. Maybe
Maybe.
this is all a red herring.
Mm.
We'll find out.
So, well, speaking of Silas, the next thing that happens is because they know the poison is belladonna, Silas shows Signa the library and, in the house, and they find an antidote to the poison in belladonna. Like, it's in a book.
Yeah.
They find the antidote in the book. So, they have to go to an apothecary in town to get it. So, Signa and Percy go to town. So, Percy is super embarrassed to go to an apothecary.
hmm
He's like, oh my god, we employ real doctors. I can't be seen here, so ruin my image. So, he's not super happy to be there, but.
Why that feels like something that someone would say today.
Okay, well.
I'm not going to the homeopathic medicine place. That they're gonna look at me like I'm a nut.
Yeah, well. Signa is saying, though, no, listen, this is the antidote I found in the library, right? So they get it. It's some sort of seed thing, but is the only one in stock, and it's apparently difficult to obtain.
Mm.
So, I don't know, it's like some sort of tropical plant, and
So it's super expensive.
yeah, and they live in England, so it's hard to get. Though, to be fair, I feel like the antidote to belladonna would evolve with belladonna,
Yeah.
but,
Or be derived
whatever.
from belladonna.
Whatever, it's this other seed.
It's this fruit seed.
Yeah. Well, it's like a big seed. Maybe it's like a walnut. I don't know.
Like a durian.
Yeah.
Or that's not a seed.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
a seed. And one seed contains 2 doses of the antidote.
Oh.
So we have 2 doses. Percy is being a little nervous around Signa. He's like, how do I know this will help? Blythe has gotten worse since you arrived, right? Like, how do I know you're not poisoning her? Or you're not trying to make her get worse?
That's
And
an
Signa's
awfully...
like, oh my god, I'm trying to save your sister's life. But she says she will taste the antidote first to, show Percy that it's not poison.
But that doesn't work. She doesn't die.
Oh yeah, Percy doesn't know that.
I
But
guess.
Signa knows that she is actually trying to save Blythe's life. So,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
I don't know.
So while we're also in town, we run
Mhm.
into Charlotte. She kind of explains to Signa about actually needing to find a good match, which is a bummer, right? So Blythe was like, don't marry, girly, you're rich on your own. But Charlotte needs to marry into someone with money to maintain her status.
Mhm.
Also, maybe she and Percy are flirting.
Oh.
All right, so Signa gives Blythe the antidote, and it works. She is recovering a little bit. Her symptoms
Hooray.
seem a little eased. And Marjorie is like, ma'am, how did you help her? But we're not telling our secrets, just like Gandalf. All right, keep your secrets. Any guesses? Any updates?
Time for guess number 2. I'm still stuck on Silas.
Okay.
I mean, Marjorie as well. She seems like
Yes,
the most.
you think Marjorie had a bastard child.
Yeah, I think there's something going on with Marjorie and what's his face?
Byron?
Byron. Yes.
I mean, they were having a secret conversation.
They were having a secret conversation. Marjorie is like, how is this person suddenly getting better? She's like surprised by that. So
Well,
that's
I mean, I think anyone would be surprised that she's suddenly getting better, right?
yeah, but wouldn't you then be like, does this mean that you were being poisoned this entire time? We should figure this out.
Yeah, but we're not telling anyone that we think she's being poisoned.
Yeah, but Marjorie, use your brain for 2 seconds. Like,
We also didn't tell Marjorie that we gave her an antidote.
I guess.
So Marjorie's just like, what? How is she better?
I don't know. That still feels like such a. It's like, how is she better rather than, oh my goodness, she's better. Hooray.
That's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little odd.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a little bit more plot. It's
Mm.
Christmas now. So Blythe, Percy, and Signa, they've been spending more time together, and Signa is feeling very close to them, just like real siblings. Aww.
Mm.
It's very cute. However, Blythe is still too sick to go to the Christmas ball. In fact, it seems like maybe she's not even getting better anymore. So,
Oh, so right after Marjorie figures out that Blythe is doing better, suddenly she's now doing worse again, huh?
uh-huh.
That's
Well,
not suspicious at all.
okay. Well,
And Silas happens to know about this as well?
Silas does know about this as well.
Mm,
Well, Cigna and Percy go to the ball, and they have a grand old time until Percy collapses. He is now also ill.
okay. You know, I never suspected Percy really, so I feel like this is certainly a development.
Yeah, so Cigna uses the second and final dose of the antidote to cure him.
Hmm.
And Blythe is also getting more ill. She's clearly still being poisoned.
Yeah.
So, like, despite the fact that Cigna's trying to, like, taste all her stuff, it's still getting to her somehow.
Okay.
She can't be there all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so Cigna's like, okay, come on. We gotta figure this out. So, she goes snooping. She has Grim Reaper powers. She can kind of turn invisible.
She can turn invisible?
Oh, yeah, she's developing her Grim Reaper powers.
Bro, just watch Blythe all the time. What do you you can figure this out like that?
Well, maybe she's not that smart.
Clearly.
But she finds Marjorie's journal.
Mm,
And we go snooping. We read Marjorie's diary.
mhm.
So Marjorie is in love with Elijah and has been forever. And
Whoa.
she feels sad on the family she missed out on, presumably with Elijah. It's honestly some really creepy stuff, with her being a bit obsessed with Lillian too, and how she felt like the servants were spying on Marjorie for Lillian, like she seems a bit paranoid. Cigna then sees that Marjorie's fingers are stained purple with belladonna berries.
Mm.
So Cigna runs over to Elijah, shows him the stained fingers, and accuses Marjorie, and she's kicked out of the house.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the next day, we are having a heart-to-heart with Cigna, Elijah, and Byron, the three of them.
Mhm.
Elijah is finally revealing why he's being such a bad businessman, and he feels that he wasted his life at the business and didn't spend enough time with his family. He wasn't even there when Lillian died.
Mhm.
So, you may recall you thought that Elijah might feel a little guilty. He feels guilty for working too much.
Okay.
So he doesn't want that for Byron or Percy, so he wants to sell the business.
And he wants to tank its value prior to doing that, I guess,
Well,
for some reason.
I mean, he wants to sell the business, and he doesn't want his family to be obsessed with work.
Okay.
So we're having a heart-to-heart. However, we find out that Marjorie did have a bastard child, and it was Percy. So, she conceived him with Elijah. Marjorie is Percy's biological mom.
Mhm.
And then when he and Lillian got engaged, Marjorie was like, hey, do you want my baby? These two events happened, like, kind of close to each other, right? He was with Marjorie, and then he and Lillian fell in love and got engaged.
Gotcha.
So Marjorie's like, hey, have my baby. He can be raised by his father and have a good life, which is a life better than she could provide
It's true.
because he's rich.
Mhm.
Plus, she was able to stay on as governess, so she gets to stay near and watch him grow up. And Lillian was on board with this. So, Blythe is Lillian and Elijah's real child.
Okay.
So, technically, she and Percy are half siblings. So, it's actually extremely unlikely that Marjorie is the poisoner, at least of Percy, because that's her kid.
Yeah, but she still had Belladonna on her fingers.
She did.
So what's up with that?
I don't know. This is your last call for a guess.
This is my last call for a guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Silas who
Okay.
did it. I think Silas is somehow involved with this. I don't know how. I don't know why. Like maybe he's like a really estranged relative or something. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, wouldn't it? I guess it would make a lot more sense for Byron to be the real
Yeah.
one and
Oh,
like
by the way, there's
framing.
something I forgot to tell you earlier. Before Christmas, there was a fire in the library in the same section where Cigna found the books on the antidotes. So someone was on her trail.
Oh.
And she, like, put the fire out, so.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
I
I
realized I forgot to tell you
I
that.
I think Silas and Byron are working together,
Mm-hmm.
and that Byron's like the puppeteer mastermind trying to get people to be killed.
Okay.
In fact, he likely threatened Marjorie with Percy being
Mm.
poisoned and said, "You need to like put Belladonna on your fingers and make it look like you were doing it."
Well, remember, Byron loved Lillian. Would he kill her?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
People who are like obsessed
Mhm.
with people, and I'm not like it. You can say in love, but it's
Mhm.
not love. It's obsession.
Sure.
People who are obsessed with people like that tend to have the philosophy of if I can't have her, no one can.
Mhm. Yeah.
So plus his greed might have gotten ahead of him, so to speak.
If he wanted the business.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that is not correct.
Okay.
I think they really tried to red herring it.
Mhm.
So the real person, there weren't like that many clues,
Mhm.
and it is something. So let's continue.
All right.
So we find Percy in his room. He is still recovering from the poisoning, and he saw Lillian's spirit, and he seems freaked out about that. He's like, "Whoa, mom, whoa,
And she's like, "I'm not actually your mom.
what?"
Sorry."
Well, hallucinations are part of the illness, so no one really questions this, but he's kind of freaked out.
Mhm.
Also, Percy has been going into the woods at night. This is kind of weird. So Signa and Silas get geared up and follow him one night. We run into Charlotte in the woods. She apparently likes foraging. They chat for a bit about Percy, since that's why Signa is out there.
Mhm.
Charlotte says that she sometimes sees him visiting his mom's grave, which remember is in the woods.
Yes.
But we see smoke. There's a fire at Lillian's garden/grave.
Oh.
So Signa goes running and sends Charlotte to go get Elijah.
Mhm.
All right, Tom. We're at the garden. Percy is there. He tells Signa to leave. She doesn't, because Lillian is there freaking out about her body about to be burned.
Mhm.
And it's Percy trying to burn her body because he keeps seeing Lillian's spirit and it's driving him bonkers. Guilty conscience, it turns out.
Oh, so Percy was the one who did it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted not only did he want to throw people off of his trail by poisoning himself, but also he probably knew the whole time that he was a bastard.
Well, Marjorie did tell Percy that he was her bastard, and he was super pissed about it. I
Uh-huh.
don't think he's known the whole time. Like, she probably told him recently, within the past couple years,
Yeah.
but he was pissed about it. So he became paranoid that someone would find out, because
Mhm.
apparently they look alike. So he spiked a pot of tea with Belladonna, intending to kill Marjorie. And Lillian drank it instead and fell ill. And Percy, she didn't die, notably. Percy, in all of his wise youth, decides to keep poisoning Lillian. I guess he thought she was heading to death, so he kept feeding her Belladonna to help her pass more smoothly/quickly. And this boy is an idiot.
Mhm.
She would have just gotten better.
Yeah.
He's a big dummy.
I mean, you kind of have to be to start poisoning someone, but
Well, yeah, he intended to poison his biological mom, and instead he poisoned his adoptive mom.
yeah.
So, yeah. Percy also set fire to the library. That's why I mentioned it.
Trying to hide the.
Yeah, well, he wants to be the hero. I guess he's jealous of Signa. But Signa stole that by fixing the library. So, what happened next is Percy did poison himself. You were right. Because he couldn't find the other dose of the antidote in Signa's stuff. And he knew that she would use it to heal him.
Mm.
So then he could go kill Blythe more easily. Why was he killing Blythe, you might wonder?
Yeah. Why is he killing Blythe?
A really great question. So apparently, his dad was depressed because his wife died.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, maybe if I poison his daughter too, it'll snap him back to his senses. Also, he's attention seeking. He's like, pay attention to me, Dad.
I feel like the plot that I guessed at is a lot more makes a lot more sense than what Percy's doing here.
Uh-huh. Also, Silas has been Death the whole time.
Silas has been death the whole time.
Yeah, Silas is Death's human persona.
Does the rest of the family know this?
No,
or-
it turns out no one else in the book ever interacted with Silas.
Oh.
He was not actually there. None of them ever saw him.
He was never there the whole time.
Yeah, he was spitting magic. That's why he had fancy boots and stuff.
And why he conveniently knew things that
Yeah.
were going on.
Yeah, Death did not know who killed Lillian.
Hmm.
Because Lillian didn't know, therefore he didn't know.
Yeah.
So he was legitimately trying to help Signa figure it out.
Yeah.
But Signa kind of wasn't a huge fan of Death, so he kind of took a human persona to get closer to Signa without.
Which, I mean, I get.
Yeah.
That's kind of fair.
Yeah, it is. Though it's kind of tough because Silas is kind of like a suspicious character, but you don't know why.
Yeah.
and it's not related to the murder, so.
Yeah.
All right, so the aftermath.
Dang.
Percy tries to kill Cigna, which was never going to work because she can't die.
But he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that. Anyway, so Silas and Cigna, because they are both Reapers, basically, they decide to murder Percy and give his remaining life to Blythe because she has been on the edge. They can do that. They can just kill someone and give their life to someone else. Holy crap, that is a huge loophole / power.
Yeah.
You can just give life to other people.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway.
I'm going to use this for evil.
Yeah, so we kill Percy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah.
He's clearly deranged.
Yeah. So we tell everyone that Percy just decided to run off. And Death has, like, influencing powers, so this is accepted. So there's like, oh, he ran off, maybe he'll come back. They think he was, like, upset about seeing Lillian's spirit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cigna does not tell everyone that Percy was the murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, Elijah fires most of the staff in hope that the poisoner was one of them, which I guess satisfies him. And Blythe does slowly recover, so he's like,
I guess that worked.
Guess that worked, yeah. So, we're going to reconnect with Marjorie real quick. So, turns out she found belladonna berries in Percy's room right before Cigna found her, which is why her fingers were stained.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty bad timing. And Marjorie decided to take the fall for him. But she was also fired so immediately that she didn't even have a chance to go talk to him about it or anything.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Cigna also decides not to tell her that Percy was trying to kill her initially.
Yeah, probably.
You know, yeah.
Not. Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Blythe, she slowly recovers when she's no longer being poisoned. They don't have any more antidote of it, but she's not on death's door anymore, and she wasn't being poisoned anymore, so she got to recover.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that was the murder mystery. Yeah, so I wonder how it felt to have this book in this format, opposed to me just going through the entire book, which would have included, like, scenes of, like, her and Death flirting.
Yeah. I mean, I do always enjoy a good guessing game where I try to figure things out, though I'm not sure how I could have figured this one out.
Yeah, I'd say I was a little surprised at Percy, mainly because, holy crap, this dude's psychotic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at a certain point, like, to guess at who the murderer is, you can't think logically, because the murderer isn't going to be thinking logically either.
Yeah, I definitely think when I was reading it, Byron and Marjorie were kind of like the biggest red herrings.
Yeah, I kept saying that too. I was like, these two seem like they're too obvious almost.
Yeah,
right?
They were being suspicious. I would say the biggest thing that puts any attention on Percy is the way he acted in the apothecary. Just being, like, really embarrassed to be there and being like, oh, maybe we should go, and maybe we shouldn't give her the antidote, because what if it's also poison?
Oh, if you had told me that...
Well, remember, he was like, how do I know you're trying to help her?
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
You know? But he kind of, like, is able to... So he's kind of trying to dissuade her from going and getting a cure, but trying to be, like, subtle about it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't trust you, being the untrustworthy one.
I mean, to be fair, she's been there for, like, a couple weeks, so...
Yeah, but that's so, like, the gay agenda is this and that, and then that person is gay. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well. Alright, so you didn't get this one. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try again. This book has a sequel.
Okay. I mean, I'd be willing to give another murder mystery a shot. Maybe next time I'll actually figure it out.
Very good. We'll see if the next one is, like, set up a little better.
Yeah. See if there's any extra foreshadowing. All right.
All right. Well, thank you for guessing at my Who's the Murderer.
All right. And thank you for telling me about Belladonna.
Oh, by the way, she and Death, they're pretty cute.
I bet.
Actually, after the end of this book, Death is like, we're not going to be able to see each other that much anymore. Because they were seeing a lot of each other because Blythe was so sick. And apparently it's easier for Death to appear when someone is close to Death, right? Because, like, I guess the barriers between the dead world and the living world are a little bit more close. So that's why. But now that Blythe is healing, it's harder for him to come visit.
I mean, they're both, like, Reaper people.
Yeah. So ultimately Death is like, well, Cigna, you should live your life as a human, enjoy your life. We'll probably have eternity. So,
That's cute.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Also, at the end of this book, it's teased that Fate is a character involved with the next book.
Fate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a bad joke.
Okay.
Some three-way action going on
Oh,
here.
yeah, let's hope.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'll see you next time, Tom.
Goodbye, Laura. Thank you for having me.